All right, what is going on, guys? Scott and Kyle here with the Never Edge podcast, back for another DraftKings special. This time we're doing UFC 275, going off in Singapore.
Yeah, it's going to be a good card.
It's going to be a pretty crazy card.
We got two title fights, and the DraftKings pricing is a little juicy, I think.
I think they missed some things that we can exploit.
Let's jump into it. I'll share my screen again. Yep. Let's get that going. Oh, and once my screen is shared, I left this up just so everyone's clear, because I think a lot of people play DraftKings without knowing the actual rules. So here's how it's actually scored. So official scored moves include significant strikes. You get 0.4 points for every significant strike. Control time is 0.03 points per second. You get 5 points per takedown, 5 points per reversals and sweeps, and 10 points for a knockdown. You also get winning bonuses along with that.
There we go.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure everyone's clear on how these are actually being scored. We'll do the same format as we did last week with just go by player salary, top to bottom. And the first fighter up is Valentina Shevchenko at 9,600, and I think it's warranted, Scott.
Yeah, underpriced.
I think she should be the top DraftKings player.
Yeah, easy peasy. Nobody's been able to even come close to challenging her in her last several title defenses.
Yeah, except for Amanda Nunes up a weight class. So
right,
and that fight was really close as well.
Yeah, and that was in 2017.
For some reason on Twitter, Taila Santos is getting some love. People are saying this is going to be the girl to upset. I don't see it at all.
No.
I think Valentina gets a finish here. She averages 96.1 points per outing here on DraftKings. She's awesome at everything. She's also been landing a ton of takedowns recently.
Yeah, also
she could get
control time crazy.
Oh yeah,
as well. Just dominates.
And look at the significant strikes.
Look at 132 total strikes, 98 significant.
Yeah,
3 takedowns. Like, you have to own her in every single one of your lineups.
Yeah, Valentina is a beast. I think she'll be highly owned, even at 96.
Yeah.
Next up, we have quite the drop down, more than normal. It goes from 96 to 9,200. We have Manel Kape. He is allowed to fight. He's coming off that canceled fight where he got caught doing steroids.
Yeah.
He claims he didn't cheat. He's out there training in Singapore. The rumor is that guys go over there to train to do steroids.
You gotta take him then. If he's fucking juicing.
Yeah, I mean, he's looked excellent. He came into the UFC with 2 losses, and then he's gotten 2 knockouts since
Knocked out Odi Osborne and Zalga Zumagulov. Both guys fought last weekend.
Yeah, and as we know, knockdowns are 10 points each. They're worth a lot of points. In
2 knockdowns against Zumagulov.
Yeah, and even with 2 losses, you see he's averaging 74.5 points per contest. So he's scoring you points. He is a little low volume, but I think he's going to come out here and be better than Bontorin everywhere. I like Kape a lot this week.
Me too. You gotta always go with the guy who's juicing. That is the rule.
Next up, 9,100. We have Seung Choi, and this is a closer fight. I know he's listed. I think he's at least minus 200 favorite against Culibao. But this is a tough fight. He's coming off the loss to Alex Kakaris, in which we saw him kick the shit out of Alex Kakaris in the first round to the point he dropped him twice.
Yes.
He only gets the one knockdown credit on DraftKings. I'm not sure why. He dropped him twice. And then he went on to lose, get subbed. He gassed himself out a little bit. He comes with power. He can definitely get you a knockout against Culibao. He's another one, though, low volume. Look at the significant strikes. Almost all his fights, he's low volume.
Not much control time either.
Oh, yeah, he's a stand-up guy. He did get 2 takedowns against Zalal, but he likes to be on the feet.
Yeah. So keep that in mind if, takedowns are 5 points apiece, too. So
being between Kape and Brendan Allen, he might go a little bit lower owned.
Yeah. That would make sense to me.
But people still like him, though. He's an exciting fighter. I'll give him over 20% at least.
I think that would be warranted.
Yeah. Next up, another fighter training in Singapore, Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen is a confusing fighter. He stepped up very short notice to beat Sam Alvey. He got upset by Chris Curtis.
Yes.
Yep. But he has excellent scrambles, really good jiu-jitsu, and he's got power on the feet. He's a kid that I like ever since that Dawkins fight. Him versus Kyle Dawkins. That was just a fucking scramble fest.
Yes. I remember that.
Let's see how many reversals in that fight.
Rolling around, yeah.
4 reversals in that fight. It was just insane.
Just rolling around.
He choked out Kevin Holland. The kid's legit. Malkoun comes out with a wrestling style. So we could be in for some reversals, a lot of submission attempts from Brendan Allen. I also think he has the advantage on the feet. He'll be the bigger guy as well.
Yeah, he's significantly bigger. I think Malkoun is only like 5'9". That's what he's listed at. But
he's not a big guy.
He's probably 5'8", 5'7.5". But Malkoun has, I think we were very low on him initially, but he has outperformed our low expectations.
Well, he actually won us some money in his last fight. We changed our tune, and we went with Malkoun based on the wrestling. People thought he was going to be a striker coming into the UFC because he trains with Robert Whittaker. Yeah, Bobby Knuckles. He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's a wrestler through and through.
Yeah.
But I do like Brendan Allen. I think 9,000, it might be a little bit cheap.
Yeah.
I expected him to come 9,400, honestly.
That is very true. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, if you look at so he's a minus 300 favorite.
Yep.
But you're not getting him for you're getting him for less money than Choi.
Right, and Kape, and those lines are both closer.
Yeah. So that is definitely huge value.
Some value. Yeah, some value there. Sure. Next up, we got Jiri Prochazka at 8,900. The challenger. He obviously scores a shit ton of points. He knocks out everybody he faces. The guy doesn't go to decision. He's wild. He does get hit. He could be taken down, but he's got massive power. And if he wins, it'll be round 1 or round 2 knockout.
Yep.
So he's worth having in your lineup, no doubt.
I don't know.
You going 100% Glover this week?
Well, I don't know about 100%, but I think Glover subs him.
I do too. I'm on Glover, but it's worth having some lineups. If you do 10 DraftKings lineups,
true. I'd have
Jiri in probably 3 of them at least, 3 to 4.
Yep. Especially because I feel like. I don't know. What have you seen on MMA Twitter so far? Because I feel like everyone's loving Glover.
Yeah, people do love Glover.
He's a likable guy.
The people who don't like Glover say Jiri by knockout.
Right.
And I have to agree. I don't think that fight goes decision. There's absolutely no way either side.
No. No chance.
Yeah, they both hit too hard. The one thing that scares me is Glover at 43 years old. The first thing that goes seems to be chin and reaction time.
Yeah.
And Jiri is an athletic, quick
freak,
power puncher.
Freak.
But if Glover goes in there, we'll go cover Glover a little more. Glover has a path as well. But Jiri, his path is knockout, and it's early knockout. So at 8,900, I could see him paying off that price tag.
Yeah.
He will be popular. Like 40 odd percent, I'm sure. Ownership.
I could also see that.
Yeah. Next up, I was a little surprised at how highly Weili Zhang is at 8,800. But I do like her, and I like her odds to score a lot of points.
Yeah. I mean, look at her last fight against
Joanna.
Yeah. Well, that was maybe one of the best fights I've ever seen. Men's or women's. But even just her last fight against Rose, back when Rose was still trying hard. I mean, she got 5 takedowns, threw 162 strikes, and had 4 minutes, 37 seconds of control time. That's
in a loss.
In a loss. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a razor close loss, too.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Weili Zhang and Joanna, when they fought last time, were both on the optimal lineup, which you never see.
Yeah.
But they both landed over 165 strikes because she landed a little bit less than Joanna. So they just both scored ridiculous amounts.
Yeah.
It might have been the same in the Namajunas fight. They both might have been on the optimal there as well. She scores. She's going to go after you. She has been vocal about criticizing Rose for her last fight, and Joanna brings it too. So at 8,800, I could totally see Weili Zhang paying off her price tag.
Yeah. Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah. Next up, another shocker
Edwards,
to me.
Yeah.
Jocelyn Edwards coming in at 8,700. I'll be owning none of her. I don't get it. She doesn't score as it is. Even in her win, she didn't score. I don't understand. I don't think she wins this fight.
No.
Pascual is green and has a long way to go, but I think that they're giving her this fight to win. I think this is a setup fight for Pascual. I just don't see how Jocelyn Edwards ends up on any optimal lineup.
No. Yeah, and go down a little bit. Yeah, fantasy points per game.
Yeah, 44.
44. Doesn't throw a lot of strikes. Big ladies are low volume.
Yeah, I don't understand this one. She'll be low owned, so that's your one. That's your one thing.
Saving grace.
Yeah, she'll be really low owned, probably 7%, maybe less.
Hopefully less.
Same goes for this one at 8,600.
Gomez Suarez.
Yeah, I don't see it. This is another one. I think she loses this fight. She lost her for only 2 UFC fights.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Both by round 1 sub. She's old. I just don't see how her price tag is 8,600 against a girl who put on one of the best rounds in MMA, period. I don't think we need to spend more time on Gomez.
Liang, yeah.
Next up is a fighter who pays his price tag, and a guy who fights every week apparently.
Yeah. I was looking back. Yeah, this is going to be his fourth fight in of this year.
Yeah.
Well, he just keeps getting round one knockouts.
Yeah, he's insane. Dana White loves him. I was watching a Dana White press conference, and he was talking about Andre Fialho and how he barges into Dana White's room every time that he fights. It's just like a fucking nut job. And I guess he's always in good spirits. Comes to fight, and Jake Matthews is a guy I've never been high on.
No.
I see another knockout in Fialho's future, and for some reason, MMA Twitter has decided to get off Andre Fialho's bandwagon here. Everyone's on Jake Matthews. Yeah.
Come on.
Everybody. I know Andre Fialho has been hit and rocked in like his last two fights in those wins, but it comes with the style. I like Fialho a lot here at 8,500 especially.
And I mean, I think we were on Matthews when he fought Sean Brady.
We might have been.
We might have been. We were fading Brady in one of it.
That did not.
No,
work
I think
out
we were. I think we were
Brady's
on.
A beast.
I think we were on Chiesa.
Oh
Never
yeah,
mind. Yeah. Matthews. No.
Yeah, no, not Matthews. Next one, another surprising one to me is Steve Garcia at 8,400. I don't like Steve Garcia. I don't think he's good. He got rocked multiple times against Charlie Ontiveros, who's not good. He lost to Violent Bob Ross, who's not good.
Yeah.
He's fighting up a weight class at 155.
Also not a good idea.
No, he lost his debut at 155 and was like, you know what? I just hate cutting weight, so I'm staying. Like, it's just not what you want to hear. I don't think the kid's good. He could get a knockout. Maheshate is hittable. I don't think he wins.
Yeah,
I won't be picking him at 8,400.
This is a stay away. Just because, I mean, Maheshate is not anything special either, and to have to, lay the price on Garcia, and he's a minus 170 favorite, like that makes no sense to me. There's plenty of other fights on the card here.
Yeah, the one angle is he may go under owned, and his path is knockout.
Yeah.
So if you're going with that, I could see having him in a crazy tournament style lineup.
Yeah.
Especially over some of the people we just went over, like Edwards and Gomez Juarez.
I was going to say, if you want a low-owned lineup, go fucking Edwards, Garcia, and Brendan Allen. Or
now on
Malkoun.
to our guy, Danaa Batgerel. The Storm.
Yes. I was so sad when he was winning his last fight, and then he got fucking back-fisted.
I know. That was kind of fluky.
That was very fluky.
Yeah, he's fighting a tough fighter, though. Kang is a tricky guy to fight. He's very well-rounded. He's got really good wrestling. Before his last fight, I thought he was primarily a wrestler. He came out last fight, looked pretty good striking. Danaa has power, though. He's aggressive. He's pretty good everywhere. He was beating Gutierrez. I like Danaa here.
Yeah, same. I think they need
Danaa's your guy, so
he needs to get right. Yeah.
Yeah. Danaa, great pick, especially for the price at 8,300. Another one, Jack Della Maddalena. When he fought on the Dana White Contender Series against Lusa, I wrote in my write-up that whoever wins this fight against Maddalena and Lusa is going to be a guy that I plan on betting on going forward. And I'm taking Maddalena here against the Russian Emeev. I am. I know some people are all over Emeev here. But I'm sticking with my guy. I think he gets a knockout.
He has some of the most ridiculous power.
Yeah.
in the ones.
We'll go over Emeev here in a second because he's next up, but I think he's overrated.
Yeah, I mean, Russian Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. He's not a wrestler.
Jack Maddalena, I think, will have a good amount of ownership. People like him.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Next up, Emeev, your first guy under, the first dog of the night, we'll call it. He's 20-5 total. He just lost to Danny Hot Sauce Roberts, which is not a good loss at all.
Yeah.
So look at his record. He really has beaten nobody good.
Stoles.
Yeah, he beat Stoles. He beat Sekulic, Zawada. None of these guys are good. He gets takedowns, but he can't control you. He couldn't even hold Danny Roberts down. Yeah. I don't think he could do it to the younger, more athletic Maddalena. He'll probably have ownership because he's a takedown guy. But I like Maddalena here. I'm staying away from Emeev.
Yeah. His record is sus.
Yeah,
to say the least.
Next up, we got Kang. Kang.
Yeah.
He's somebody that I do like a little bit, just not in this matchup particularly. He lost to Ronnie Yaya, who's somebody I'm not high on. He did land a knockdown in that fight.
He also throws a lot of strikes.
Yeah, throws a decent amount. He doesn't land a whole ton.
Yeah. Well, depending on the judging, you may get they are crediting non-landed attempts these days.
And he's another one with a little bit of a sus record. Like Ishihara was not UFC level, Liu not UFC level, losing to Yaya. I mean, none of these guys. Look at his whole lineup here of wins. They're not on the level of the guys Danaa has been fighting.
Yeah.
I think you're right about
I'd say stay away.
Right fight.
Danaa gets back on the horse.
Maheshate. He didn't have a first name until this week, and it's not even listed on DraftKings yet. This is his first fight in the UFC. He was on Dana White Contender Series, where he was an underdog. I picked against him. I didn't think he would win. He got rocked multiple times, showed good chin, though. And you know what? Garcia has the exact style of the guy he fought on Dana White Contender Series, except I think he's a little bit worse than the guy he fought on Contender Series. Maheshate has great cardio. I see that being a weapon in this fight. And he also landed a ton of great counters while his opponent was being aggressive. His opponent was able to eat those shots. I don't think Garcia will be able to. I like Maheshate quite a bit this week.
I could see him getting it done here. Garcia, like we said, is nothing to write home about, and I don't think he should be favored here. By any chance, is Mahashate's first name anything other than Maheshate?
I'm not sure if Mahashate's his first or last name, but he's listed as something with an I. I believe it starts with an I.
So they haven't even updated it on ESPN because it just has him listed as Maheshate.
Oh yeah, no, that's not it. He's got a first name now. It's just not listed anywhere.
Terrific.
But I think there's a narrative here too of they're trying to pump Asian fighters a little bit.
Probably. I could definitely see that.
And like a guy like Manel Kape, who made his living in Asian countries prior to coming to the UFC, like they're trying to pump those kind of guys. So Maheshate, Jake Matthews, we talked about him earlier. People are on him. He's going to have some ownership. Sus
indeed.
Yeah. He lost to Sean Brady, got dominated. Sean Brady's a beast, though.
Sean Brady is an absolute savage.
Matthews is one of those guys. He came in at a well-rounded fighter. He could strike. He could wrestle. He's going to have to wrestle here against Fialho. Fialho has good takedown defense. But if Matthews could get the wrestling down, he could drain a guy like Fialho and get the win. So I wouldn't have him in no lineups, but I'd maybe only have him in 1 out of 10 lineups.
Right. And Fialho is a guy where all he needs is 1. And he's got, like he showed in his fight with Pereira, that he's got, like, gas tank is not going to be a huge issue for him.
True.
See, a lot of those big power strikers who, typically win by first-round KO, there's not a lot known about how well they can handle themselves later in a fight, whereas Fialho, his first fight in the UFC, he fought an absolute fucking war and ended up losing, and then came back two fights, 2 first-round knockouts, and I think he gets it done here in similar fashion against Matthews.
I agree. Next up, Liang Na, the Dragon Girl. And she is possibly my favorite fighter on the card here against Gomez Juarez. 7,600. I think she'll be highly owned. People remember that fight against Carnelossi.
Yeah.
If you don't remember, it was the first fight on the card, and it was the first live event in front of a crowd since COVID. And they just fucking went at it. It was insane. As you can see, 2 reversals, 3 takedowns. It was crazy. They were scrapping. She ended up gassing after that crazy first round. She barely could make it back to her stool. But she's a finisher. She goes out there to try to finish a fight in the first. And against aging Gomez Juarez, I think she does it.
Yes.
In front of the Asian crowd.
In front of the Asians. That cannot be.
I really like her this week.
Yeah. Same.
Next up, another girl I like, Ramona Pascual. She let some people down, but she fought Nunes, who we know is just a little tank. Estela Nunes, we've been on her. And Ramona came in basically a wrestler. She did get 3 takedowns in that fight. She landed a decent amount of significant strikes, too. Got 46 points in a loss, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty big step down in competition from Estela Nunes. Ramona Pascual was tweeting from the hospital after the last fight, saying that she's going to learn from this, get better. Love the attitude. I like Ramona this week.
I do too. I think she gets it done here.
Yeah. Next up, Joanna at 7,400. I mean, that's an auto plug.
Yeah.
I know Weili. I do think Weili wins. I think it's close. But Joanna could be on the optimal in the losing lineup. She's done it before.
Yeah.
She throws massive amounts of strikes.
She does.
Throws. Yeah.
My only hesitation is she hasn't fought in 2 years.
She hasn't.
So I'm concerned a little bit about ring rust.
I am too, in the whole fake boobs, and she's always on the beach and all that. But she claims she's been getting better. She's really been analyzing her game. I kind of like some of the stuff she's been saying, like
how it would be improved by fake boobs.
Well, no, what she was saying is she overvalued, she thinks, her opponent's wrestling games and really changed her style to avoid wrestling. And one of the things she thinks she stopped doing, which she had success with early on, was leg kicks. And she wants to bring that back into her game and really get her combos going. I think this is a 50-50 fight, and I will be owning a ton of either one of them. They'll probably 100% of my lineups will have one of them in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Next up, your boy.
My
Glover.
boy. Yes. CT's finest. Move over William Knight.
How much Glover you have in this week, Scott?
I'm probably going to have to go 85 to 90% Glover.
I love it. I love it. After watching that Jan fight and how he just fucking got that takedown no matter what.
Just would not be denied.
No, and I love hearing him talk before this fight. I watched a little bit of the Embedded show, And he was talking about how he's in good spirits, how his weight is a little bit lower than it was last time, which is a good thing for him.
Yeah.
And how he's working on speed right now, which I don't know if it was a joke or not, but
For his
he's got
old
good
frame.
boxing, good wrestling, good
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu. People are saying that he's going to get the sub here. Don't be shocked if he drops Jiri. Jiri is very hittable and Glover hits hard.
That is probably one of the most underrated things about Glover is his ability to fucking smash.
Yeah, he's a boxer. I mean, he has traditional boxing.
Yes. And, everyone who fights him always is astonished at how strong he is.
Yes. Yep. He's just a beast. Glover is just a beast.
Yeah, he's got man strength, whereas Jiri is still just a young lad.
Yeah. If Glover wins, he should be allowed to cut Yuri's hair.
Yes. Just cut the ponytail.
Yeah.
Scalp him.
Come on. Let him cut it.
That'd be a good side bet.
Yeah. The next few fighters, I'm not going to be owning a whole ton. I'll just say it straight up. 72 to 66. I'll be owning no Taila Santos. No. I'll be owning no Bontorin. I know some people like him this week because of his wrestling.
Fools.
Kape has wrestling too.
Yeah.
Malkoun and Culibao, they do have paths. Like Malkoun has the wrestling. If we take a quick peek at Malkoun, we see the last two
is solid.
Fights.
Yeah.
Last two
6
fights,
takedowns.
8 and 6 takedowns.
Yeah.
So the path is there, and I will own some Jacob Malkoun because of that. But I don't think he wins, so I'm going to lower it to about I'll probably own like 20% Jacob Malkoun. And then Culibao, I think, has a better chance of Malkoun than winning. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
A draw with Jourdain that he won the first 2 rounds and then got 10-8'd in the third. Jalen Turner losing to him is no shame, and he twisted his ankle in that fight. It was kind of it wasn't fluky because Turner was going to beat him no matter what, but the actual finish itself came off of a twisted ankle. So there's something to that. And then he looked great in his last win. There's a path here for Josh Culibao. He hits hard too. So I'll probably own around the same as Malkoun, like 20%. I'll probably switch up lineups with them.
It's both are definitely a decent option if you are low on funds. If you go kind of reach for, like, if you want to have Valentina and fucking Weili Zhang and
right. Yeah, your lineups with Weili, you might need somebody down there.
Yeah.
You want to make a tournament style lineup first, Scott?
Yeah, I am. You know what? I think what I'm going for. Yeah, I got a decent lineup here.
A tournament lineup or a cash?
I would say this has a good shot of hitting in a tournament.
Okay.
Because I think every fighter is going to win.
How about you read the lineup up and I'll draft it.
Okay. Yeah, I have it on my screen, so I just got it straight through. First off, Valentina, no brainer. She's gonna fucking win. She's gonna score 1 million points. Next most expensive is Fialho. I think he gets it done by knockout, throws 1 billion strikes, and gets the win bonus there. No takedowns or anything like that, but I don't think we need it. Then we've got Danaa. He is a very high output guy. I think he gets a win here as well. And then Jack Della Maddalena at 82.
All right.
I did not take Weili or Joanna in this particular one, but I have.
And that could be different than people in tournament lineups because I think a lot of people will have one of them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. And then Liang Na I have at 76. She's going to be a little higher owned, but good value at 7,600. Especially going up against Gomez Juarez. That's definitely a no-brainer there. And then the cheapest is Glover.
I like it.
Again, 5-round fight. I don't think they're going to need all 5, but I also think he gets he can essentially take down Jiri whenever he wants because Jiri has no takedown defense. So I think he scores well.
I like it, and that leaves you 500 on the table.
Yep.
All right, let's try to make a dogs card. Because I think it's very possible this week.
This is a card where you could definitely make an all dogs card.
Yeah, I mean, let's just put these right in here right now. We have Joanna, Pascual, Na, and Glover. All I think win. And that leaves 2 spots. And it's very easy to go 2 dogs. I mean, we could go Maheshate, who I told you I think wins.
Yep.
And we could go Malkoun, who I also think wins.
He's got a path for sure.
If he wins, he could be on the optimal.
Right.
I mean, right here, this could be an optimal lineup. You got a main event fighter in Glover, a fighter that's very high on the card in Joanna, Ramona Pascual, wrestling advantage, Malkoun, wrestling advantage, Maheshate throws volume, Garcia, questionable chin, Liang Na is a finisher.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be a tournament winning lineup with $5,200 left on the table.
Which is insane.
Yeah. I mean, you could do a lot this week because there are so many dogs.
So many live dogs.
Yeah, this pricing is off. This DraftKings pricing is off this week. Let's do a cash lineup. I think a cash lineup. We can start with Kape. It could also let's have Kape and Shevchenko in there.
Oof.
I wonder if we can.
I think we can do that because of all of the strong dogs.
Can we do Weili and Joanna with? Yeah, this is a cash lineup right here.
This is too easy.
Yeah, and then let's skip Glover because he might lose.
Yeah.
You know what though?
Everyone might lose.
Glover makes it easy. If we do Glover and then it gives you a little leeway. You could have Liang, Na, Pascual, Malkoun. I like Na the most. And there's your cash lineup. You have Manel Kape. He's going to score with the knockout. Shevchenko, she's scoring. Zhang and Joanna, they just throw millions of strikes. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. And in a cash lineup, you can have losing fighters. Yeah. They just have to score. Glover with that grappling edge and Na with the quick finish. I think this is a very, very solid cash lineup.
For sure.
And if you wanted to get rid of Glover, so you wanted to go even safer, get rid of Glover, you could get rid of Shevchenko as well. And that leaves you $8,500 to go with
Jack Della Maddalena and Danaa Batgerel. Or even Fialho.
Yeah. Or you can go up and you can get if you're high on Jiri, you can get Jiri. And then that leaves you Maheshate, Kang, Emeev. Some people really like Emeev and he does have the wrestling.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of things this week with this pricing. I think it's a week where people like us who know a little bit more are going to really, really thrive because we have the freedom and flexibility because of the pricing. Sometimes the pricing being what it is handicaps us because everyone, even if they don't know what they're doing, is forced to go a certain route. This week, the people with a little extra knowledge, I think, will have a bigger edge.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think it's hilarious that they're still doing this card at 6:30 p.m. when Singapore is a full 12 hours ahead. So they're going to be going Sunday, 6:30 a.m., bright and early. Bring your coffee and your smokes. Fucking watching the boys bang.
Yep. That's all I got for you this week.
Yep.
Anything else, Scotty?
That's
all
it.
Right. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, of course. Later, guys.
See ya.